What's good, y'all? Thank you so much for coming back to Kick It with a Real World Brown Skin John. If you're interested, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button so we can keep this content moving around these YouTube streets. You did. Alright, let's jump into this motherfucker, alright?
Yeah.
Alright, y'all. So, let me go back to my shit. Hold up. Come on now. Come on. Alright. So, as you can tell by the title, I wanted to talk about the movie Turning Red. It's a Disney movie. Y'all know I'm childish, so don't come up on here with that bull, okay? It's a Disney movie though, and it's about a little, I want to say Asian. I believe they Chinese, but I don't want to be stereotypical, so I'm gonna say a little Asian girl. And she, there was I guess you're gonna call it a curse, but it really was a blessing bestowed upon her family, her family's lineage, that they had a power to turn into a red panda. Now, they all found that the red panda they thought it was like a curse, because when the red panda would present itself, it's when they would be like over emotional. And so when they would turn into the panda, like that's when they would fuck shit up and cause like all kinds of hell and destruction, right? And so they all vowed, and they like had these little amulets and stuff they would wear, or put them in their earrings, put them in their glasses, I don't know, hair clip, and that's where they would keep that energy, that panda energy, and they wouldn't allow it out. They didn't want it to be a part of them. Let's just say that. And so the other night, right, for some reason this movie, I just kept watching it. Like I just kept watching it. Even my son was picking it to watch. So I'm like, we both really fuck with the movie. So I'm like, I know there's a message in here somewhere for me, and I'm gonna find out what it is. But I just gotta let shit gradually come to me. So what happened? The other night, I want to say, what is it, Saturday night, I decided to sit down, and I like to just talk to my spirit guides, and and I just like to ask them, what am I not getting, what am I missing, or clarify some messages for me, or shit, even if I know everything, I'm picking up on everything that they send in my way, like just reveal it in the card so I know I'm on the right trail. You know what I'm saying? It's just me politicking with them and just using my cards because I paid money for them. You know what I'm saying? And so there was a part of it that came out that had a lot to do with it was the Medusa card. I was using my African Goddesses Oracle deck, and I believe it's the Orishas, and I was using that deck, and Rage came out, Medusa, and Medusa kept coming. I kept seeing even on TikTok like the Medusa tattoo trend, and then Medusa came out on in my spread. So I'm like, Medusa has a lot to do with rage, okay? We understand why she was in rage, but the fact is that she was hurt, and people belittled her for her pain, you know what I'm saying? And so with the movie and that tied together really showed me something that Divine was really trying to tell me. And so I know usually energy is fluid, so if I'm getting told something, if I'm getting a message, I can be help to someone else, right? So here's a little bit about the movie. So Turning Red, Mei Mei, that's the original character, or the main character, the little girl Mei Mei. She was the chosen one. Okay, she broke the generational curse that was actually bestowed as a blessing. Like I said, Mei Mei was chosen of her lineage. The entire lineage wore masks. Okay, oh, I forgot that part. So in my spread, it showed how mask came out, which was clarified by the Three of Pentacles. So they wore masks around the people that they were around, the work life, home life, well, not home life because they knew the truth obviously, but like friends and co-workers, associates, anybody in the world, they wore a mask for. Like for instance, nobody knew that they could turn into the red panda, right? And so because they didn't want that persona, they didn't want that identity attached to them, right? So which is a part of their lineage, but I'm gonna get there, right? So when the red panda emerged, it was always like really, really bad. Like that's why they really kind of hated it, because they didn't understand what the panda represented. They understood the story that what was passed down to them, but they didn't understand it for real, okay? And that's why in any lineage, there is a chosen one, because that's going to be the one to get it. That's going to be the one to get it. All y'all thought you understood something and you had a way to go about it, but this one is going to change the narrative, right? And so, so basically, what this would happen with the panda. So when they would turn into the panda, they would be overly emotional. So they would either be angry or sad about something that would make them. Normally it was anger, though. Anger was the big one that caused them to turn into the panda. And depending on how big your rage is, so imagine it like this: the panda is your inner emotions. So the longer you hold on to and suppress them, remember I said they were wearing masks, so they weren't showing people who they were. They didn't tell anybody about this shit. They didn't even want to be a part of that. They didn't want that a part of their identity. So holding in. So let's say I had a bad day at work, and I'm having relationship problems. My kids acting up. My money acting right, and my money acting funny. Whatever the case may be, you get overly emotional, and sometimes we tend to hold these things into us because we're just like, fuck it, I'm not trying to get mad about this. I'm not trying to, whatever. We just end up suppressing these emotions. Also, another thing I wanted to point out was this was a Asian culture, and again, I'm not trying to be stereotypical or anything because it happens in a lot of different cultures, but specifically we're talking about the Asian one, Chinese, I believe they were, right? And so, even with that, the work ethic has to be up to par. You have to be perfect in the eyes of your parents, right? They don't play about that shit. So that was a big thing for Mei Mei. She always wanted to impress her mom. The same thing with her mother, right? So their panda, especially Mei Mei's mom, that her panda was really big because that's all the emotions she kept within her. All the emotions she kept. So when she blew up, I mean, that motherfucker blew up, okay? She was tearing the city up, okay? So she ran from that for so long, and that's why she kept it suppressed. So that's what. Okay, so yeah, they didn't know what to do with that. So that's why things would get so big and so ugly really fast, right? But Mei Mei was different. Mei Mei found out that she was a part of that. She found out on her 13th, she turned 13, and she found out that she can turn into a panda, and it scared the shit out of her. You know what happened? Her mama came up to the school talking about some, Mei Mei, you forgot your pads. And Mei Mei lost her motherfucking mind, okay? Mei Mei was about to tear this fucking school up. Oh, my lips look a little Dave Chappelle. She was like, Mei Mei was like, ah! And she just turned straight into the panda. Luckily, nobody saw her. You loud, girl, calm down. So, trying to get copyrighted. So, when she turned into her panda, she realized her mom had kept the family secret from her or whatever. And so, now she had to learn how to control it. They weren't letting her out of her room. She wasn't allowed to go to hang out with nobody. She wasn't allowed to go to school. Like, she had to sit in her room until she showed her parents that she can control her emotions so that she can keep her panda suppressed. But Mimi learned something. Mei Mei learned something. Mei Mei went to school. Because remember I said she had this thing where she had to impress her mom. She had to be perfect for her mom. But with her friends, she could be her regular true self. And they loved her for that. Like, her and her girls was like this. Okay? So, when she went to school, and they all discovered, she had an incident, whatever, and they discovered she was a panda, her friends, because they accepted her in any way that she was able to kind of switch back and forth between Mei Mei and the panda, Mei Mei and the panda. And that's the idea, to control it, right? And so they started this get rich quick scheme because they wanted to go to a concert. So Mei Mei, she turned into what you called her, baby panda fever, some shit, girl. And I mean, kids was going crazy. They wanted to take pictures with panda. They wanted to have souvenirs. They wanted to they had all kinds of photo shoots. The kids was wilding, right? And so I'm not gonna tell y'all the whole movie. I really do want y'all to go watch it. But okay, so what I'm trying to get to is this, because I feel like I'm just starting to ramble now talking about the movie. So what I'm trying to get to is this. The point of the movie is to learn how to control your emotions. we are giving gifts. We are giving a lot of gifts from the divine, okay? And we have a lot of passed down gifts from our lineage, right? And if we don't know how to control it, we could easily fuck some shit up, right? So, like, let's say I'm a visionary. I could see, like, I do. I get prophetic dreams a lot. But let's say I didn't want to get prophetic dreams, so I stopped posting messages about them. I stopped, I just started ignoring them. You don't think that shit gonna come knocking at my door? But see, by the time it get to me, and by the time I get to express it and tell the world about it, tell the people, share the message, it's gonna be bad at that point. It's gonna be way too late. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, you should have been did it. It's gonna be that type of energy, right? Or let's say, um, I'm a healer and I don't want to be a healer. I have the girl. What did you talking about? I have the gift to heal the sick, right? So, but I'm running from that. I don't want to do herbal work. I don't want to do none of this shit. And now there's a plethora of people who now, when I decided to get into it, they about to damn die. But if I'd already had gotten into it, I could have been helped these people. You know what I'm saying? So just like what I feel like my spirit was saying to me, and I'm gonna share this with y'all too. Like, never be afraid of being who you are. Like, you are their star. Okay, they love you 1111. Okay, they love you. They love us. Our lineage loves us. Whoever you are, whoever watching this, you know, checking to this, I'm speaking to you. Your family, which is your family on the other side, I'm talking about. Your divine family, your soul family, they love you so much. That's why you chosen. They believe in you. And the most beautiful part of the movie, y'all, that had me choked up was at the end when the mom, she was so upset because she found out what Mei Mei was doing, and she just felt like she wasn't good enough for her daughter. She felt like, I can't control my daughter, so I ain't gonna be good enough in my mother's eyes. And so she exploded, okay? And she also had guilt, a lot of guilt within her, um about hurting her mom when she turned into a panda when she was younger. So her mom had a gash over her eye. And so Mei Mei had to go into that realm. They did a ritual. Mei Mei went into that realm. And Mei Mei found where her mom was hiding at. And Mei Mei went and talked to her mom. And her was like, what's wrong? You know, like, what's wrong? And she was just letting her know, like, I ain't shit. Like, I just feel like I ain't good enough for you. I'm not good enough for my mom. I ruined everything. I hurt her. I'm ruining you. It just sucks, you know? And Mei Mei was just like, I know how you feel. Like, trust me, bitch. You do it to me, but that doesn't make it true. That don't make it true. You know? She took her by her hand. She said, come on. And they walked. They was walking through the woods, walking through the bamboo forest. And finally, they got back to the grandmother and the aunts and it was the most beautiful moment because the mom went and embraced the grandmother went and embraced the mom and just hugged her. I love you. That's all she said. I love you. You know, and it was that embrace that she needed. I love you. I don't need you to be perfect for me. And I'm so sorry for ever making you feel like that. You know, that was a real healing moment. But it wouldn't happen without Mei Mei. It wouldn't have happened without Mei Mei. And so at the same time they're all walking up, Mei Mei's still standing there for a minute. Mind you, they're all in the other round. And Mei Mei's still standing there. And so the great-great-great-grandmother, the one that had bestowed this gift upon the lineage, she kind of like looked at her. And she was like, I ain't gonna regret this, am I? Like, I ain't gonna regret this, am I? And when I say the grandmother like rushed her, she turned into a panda too, because she was emotional. She rushed her and gave her the biggest, lovingest hug ever, because she was so overjoyed that finally, like, I've been waiting all along for you. The lineage has been waiting all along for you. The purpose was to find balance with your panda, i.e. your emotions, your inner emotions, your inner conflicts. Find balance. Do not let that shit eat you alive. Because it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to control it. You're not going to be able to know what to do with it and how to. We're going to continue to suppress it. And before suppressing, it's not going to get anywhere with you because you're not going to be able to control it. Get it out. Talk about it. Write about it. Sing about it. But the realest part is you got to be real with yourself. They wouldn't. Remember I said they all wore masks. They weren't being real with themselves. And it was because of Mimi's bravery. So they all did a ritual to separate themselves from their panda, and that's why I said they put it in amulets and shit. During Mei Mei's ritual, she decided, like, she looked back at her panda because it was like a dual split. So she was going this way, the panda was going into the amulet. But Mei Mei looked back, and her panda were like looking at each other, and she was just like, no! So she merged back with it because she started to flash back and realize who she was when she was her panda, like how much fun she was when she was her panda, how much she brought people together, how much love, how much joy she was responsible for as her panda. And she didn't want to separate from that. She wanted it to be a part of her because that's who she truly was. So this message, my message to you guys, and I feel like the divine's message to me is, do not be ashamed of who you are. Because see, my rage was clarified by my high priestess and the Ace of Swords, and they both were in reverse. And I understand exactly what they mean, because sometimes I have difficulty feeling like people will accept me. It hurts me. It makes me upset that I feel like people don't listen to me, they don't believe me, they don't believe in me. When I know that I truly get messages from God, when I know that I truly walk with the divine, but God said that's not for you to be stressed about. Fuck them. They don't get it. Like, okay. That still does not make you who you are. Walk in it anyway. Everybody will bow at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going to see who king is. Everybody's going to see who the queen is. I'm going to validate you. You don't need the validation for anything. Be who I called you to be. Even your shadow side. Even with those emotions. Walk with them. They are who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, next time you feel yourself turning red, turn the fuck red. Turn red. Turn red. I mean, don't go hurting nobody or hurting yourself or damaging nothing in your life where you can't get it back, you know, get it right. But turn red. In other words, feel what you're feeling. The rage card, the quote is, I have a right to feel how I feel. Something like that. But you do. You have a right to feel how you feel. You have a right to feel pain. You have a right to feel sadness. You have a right to feel happy. You have a right to feel deserving. And a lot of times we prohibit ourselves from certain feelings like that because we're so worried about what the outer world and people who don't even fucking matter, or situations that don't even fucking matter, have to say. It don't matter. This was a beautiful message to me, y'all. I hope it really could hit somebody and touch somebody the way it's intended to. Be true to you. It's going to take you the farthest. Like, after that, Mei Mei was that girl, okay? Mei Mei was that girl after that. All because she decided, I want to be who I am. I don't want to separate from my panda. My panda fucking lit. Y'all pandas is whack. My panda fucking lit. And that's the idea we should have about ourselves. Even when in my darkest days, even when in my worst days, I'm still that girl. Because I'm still going to overcome. I'm still going to rise. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to adapt and adopt that same fucking idea. That same attitude. I'm still him. Like my boys say, I'm him. And like I say, I'm her. I'm that girl, period. You know what I'm saying? And please excuse my voice is cracking. I feel like it's that season. People want me to shut the fuck up, but I won't. And I got a cold. But just continue to be you, yo. Let your panda show. Let your panda out. Let that bitch roar. Alright? And before I let y'all go, make sure make sure you keep your shit real. Tell the truth. Make sure you keep your shit raw and no holds barred. And then come back and kick it with your favorite brown skin Jones. Peace.